He says, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your. You need to understand that scripture. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so that's the difference between God's way and your way. The day you understand that, it will help you. But the unfortunate thing is that getting this thing is so hard, is so difficult. And that's why people stumble on the way. Whoever is walking on the way of the Lord is not walking on the way of the earth. The distance is like that. If you find somebody that is walking in the way of the Lord and find someone else that is walking in their own way, then the difference will be as high as the heavens are above the earth. That is the distance between thought patterns, mindsets. It's as far as the heavens are above the earth. Yeah. That's why when you try to make sense to people that have not walked in the way of the Lord or do not know the way of the Lord, it becomes very hard. That's why one of you will be called a fool and the other one will be called wise, depending on which side you're in. Because that's the problem, is that the distance between the two, there is no convergence. And of late, especially over the last, call it 2 decades, the church has really been working hard to kind of come and form a conglomerate or to form a meeting point between the two ways. It can never happen. Can never happen. One of the things that you should know is that the day you begin making sense to the world, you've become foolish in terms of the things of a kingdom. The day the world is able to define you, that's why you find the world is busy trying to define how the church is supposed to be like. Wewe ni pastor unafanya hivyo. Kabisa. Because the way is higher. There are things that as a pastor would do. Being a pastor does not mean being overridden. Does not mean being taken advantage of. Neither does it mean being poor or being confused or having no say. The way of the Lord, you have to understand that. The stumbling of the earth, the reason why the earth doesn't work the way people want to work it, is because unfortunately on the earth there is a way. And Jesus came and made it more complicated 2,000 years ago, and he came and said, now that way I am it. That one, so that you will be here and I am the way. Somebody will be walking on Christ. So he came to complicate matters further, as though we were already not having trouble. He said, I am the way. He said, I am the truth. And he said, no man comes to the Father but by me. Nobody comes to the, because at the end of the day, the destination of all men is the Father. The ones that like him, the ones that don't. All of them. What it is that they call the sky, which they say is the limit, is reaching to the Father. Babel was created as an attempt to reach the Father. Every person that grows is always growing to that point of wanting to reach there, whether they love him or not, whether they accept him or not, whether they believe in him or not. They are all working towards one thing: getting to the Father. Jesus said, nobody will come but by me. Meaning that the ones that shall walk in that way, they shall not stumble, but they shall stumble others. The Bible says, not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. That's because what fellowship does light have with darkness? What fellowship does light have with? That's how different this thing is. Yeah? That's how different this thing is. What fellowship does light have with darkness? Meaning if two are walking together, There is no gray area. One has dominated another. You either are walking in light or you're walking in darkness. Where was your amen? That's the truth of the matter. Two cannot walk together unless they are agreed. So you've got to agree, either we will walk in the light as he's in the light, or we will walk in darkness. There is no gray area. And when you hang